Hello everyone, Alex here, and today we're going to talk about artifacts. So we're going to take a look at each one individually, your strategy on in which order you want to upgrade them and unlock them if you're at this stage, and where you're going to get artifacts. Many people don't know that you can just press here and press diamond purchase. So you can purchase these tokens that allow you to pull artifacts with diamonds. And I would suggest when you unlock artifacts, I think you need to pass by main stage 1830, which will also unlock you the team ups game mode, which is a place where you will be getting a lot of artifacts. So when you see here ally simulations, the ones that are advanced combat programs will have as rewards for assisting. You can only do 2 per day if you see here rewards assists, and they give you, all of them will give you, I think, like gold. For sure they give you a little bit of the league shop currency, but if you assist on the ones that are advanced combat programs, we definitely see it in rewards. I don't think there is any indicator besides that. You just need to see here the rewards. You see battle won, and it has the one here besides, like the 50 diamonds, 210 to upgrade your gear, 12k gold, 100 league shop credits, and it gives you one of those. So I would save, because you can only get rewards for your first 2 assists per day. I would save that and see if I can assist in ones that have also. You can basically pull an orb, try opening ones to get artifacts by those. So you gain one of those, and you can have 2 per day by assisting your teammates, and they don't lose anything by assist. If anything, because I was thinking that when I first started the game, that okay, if I assist people, maybe they don't want to, because the progress rewards they will gain a little bit less. Maybe that's the case, but the progress rewards are very, very minuscule and unimportant. The rewards here are important, that you reach 100%, and with people assisting, you can reach 100% at more simulations, because you have many beginner combat programs that you can run, and they have a little bit of those that are all nice, especially the purple one is very scarce. And so you want to assist 2 times. Prioritize people with the advanced combat, so where you see the one here, and if you cannot last minute, like 1 hour before going to bed, or half an hour where there's only like a basic ones, okay, you do them and you get like, I think it's exactly the same rewards, but not to the one here. Besides, like buying them from, and I would set aside diamonds for that. Like you spend some diamonds on other boxes to unlock more characters, potentially here legendaries, but it's very expensive and generally not really worth for free to play, or very late game, something to do. But you can also go to the epic recruitment, and eventually you go to just the featured and the legendary events, and you don't touch the legendary. So you want to rank up your characters, because to put artifacts on them, they need to be at a rank 8. So I would rush to bring characters that are at rank 8, bring them to from 7 to until 8, basically. Like originally they will just need a purple and blue fragments. When you reach level 5, rank 5, it will also need 40 of them, of their shards. I will never do 8 metal for epics. And more and more of those fragments. but still 40 of their own until you reach rank 8. From rank 8 to rank 9, you will need 80, and unlocking an artifact is a massive boost. Being able to put an artifact on a character, I would definitely rush characters to 3 stars, 3 red, rank 8, but after you have a few of them, I would also balance in how I spend my diamonds on spending for artifacts a few per week. So if you see here down where it says search rewards, also I didn't mention the other place where you can get is in the league shop. You can buy, see here it says sold out, you can buy 2 per week I think, and you can also buy those that are helping you upgrade them. Those will become very available after a while, and those to a huge degree as well, but the purple ones are very scarce, so I'm always buying those. I wouldn't really buy those even if you're missing them. Maybe if you are just need this to upgrade a artifact to their next rank, I will explain exactly what that means, but I would spend some diamonds here, and see here it says search rewards, and it will give you an elite coordinate locator. So basically after 40 searches you can select one, doesn't show it correctly, but you can select one. So you press this here and it pops a screen with all the elite, with all the purple artifacts. You can select which one you want. If you have all of them, it will give you 10 fragments to upgrade the next one, so as a duplicate. And you can pull duplicates. Let's open this here. So what the chances are. So there are some chances to pull artifacts, and there are some chances to pull parts of artifacts after that, where it says elite artifact fragment times 2, just fragments. You don't unlock them, but you can upgrade them higher, or like those the cells to upgrade them. Let's open one. So you can pull all those 3 here, or the artifacts, or fragments for blue and purple artifacts. Blue artifacts are very basic. You start with those. Also, let's show how to reset them, because a big mistake I made is, okay, I pulled first the one with was giving attack, and one was giving a block. So I started enhancing them and said, okay, I'm already like 20-30 out of 50. Let's finish this, let's finish the other one, and then I'm gonna start upgrading my better artifacts. This takes a long time, and they gain less stats. So here, see here it says tier 1 talent, plus 6% HP bonus, and then it can go to defense bonus. In contrast, for purple one, it has 3 stats, and it's 8%, 8 and 12. And the epic artifacts have 4 stats, and gives you 10, 10, 15, and 15. They cost the same to upgrade. Originally they cost 300 of the green one, 100 of the blue one, and you see here that there are different stats. So it gives defense, attack, HP. A different one might be attack here and HP here, but I would need 50 here, and when I put another 50 here that I want, or I will do very late in my priorities, I will take 6% more HP bonus. Then when you have it at rank 1, it will need 100, and basically the double, all of them, like 600, 200, and 100, and it will unlock the second. Then it goes, let me see how much this one is. So then it goes to, for the third set, it will go another, it will add that again. So it will go 900, 300, and 150. And for the last stat, it goes 1200, 400, and 200. So this takes a while, especially those to accumulate. So if you want to reset one, you can go here, press this, and you spend diamonds to take those back. I would do that. If you have unlocked a elite epic artifacts, I would reset the other ones and first upgrade the epics. And I'm gonna talk about in which priority I would do them, but first, which priority I would unlock them. So first, you have one of these that will give you an orb. You may pull something in between because you have a chance to pull them, but if you, let's say you just pull one of the blue ones, you can use them. You want to pull all of them because when you have all those sets here, they give you stats for DPS, for support, for tank, for DPS, and they will be forever on all your characters. So it's definitely a reason to try to get them all, to even if you want use all of them originally, and you will very soon because there's many characters, not too many artifacts. But let's say you get one of those, and anything, it is not that important. You put it in a character that it makes some sense, like a attack, you put it in a damage dealer for now until you get a better. You put crits, maybe Wonder Woman because you understand that it makes sense. You put HP on a tank, and you leave it like this. Then I would select, if you don't have, if you want to rush like your Wonder Woman, your main damage dealer, it makes a lot of sense. For the best, I think, elite like purple artifact for doing damage would probably be this one. So I ran this originally with Wonder Woman. It works very nicely, and basically, when you rank it up, when you get enough of their fragments, so let's open this one that I don't have. Those become more and more expensive. You need more and more fragments to get. But when you just unlock it, it just has the first one where it says when casting the second ultimate, it will give you 15% more damage amplification for the second ultimate, and then from the third one onwards, it will give you 30% more damage amplification for all the damage your ultimate does. When you rank it up, originally it gives you stats, then it unlocks, because you see there is also stats that it gives you, like 800 defense, 45,000 HP, 3,500 attack, plus the 45,000 that I have because I have put those blue here. So originally gives you stats, then it gives you extra defense penetration, so it will ignore 50% of the defense from the opponents when from the third ultimate onwards. You want to have it on your main damage dealer that does the ultimate first, and you want to do it, and you would be doing it a lot anyways. And then when you max it out, the damage amplification goes to 25 and 50%. So first ultimate 25% more damage amplification. So the second ultimate will give you 25 damage amplification, and third 50% onwards, which sounds very good, and plus defense penetration. So I would start with that. If you have pulled that, or you haven't pulled that, because it's for DPS as well, and they can only go by class. There are a few that can only go for DPS, for tanks or supports, and the blue ones can go on anyone, so they're more flexible. If you happen to have this is also nice for DPS. When you kill someone, you gain some action bar, and then it will give you more basic attack damage, and then this can trigger a second time and give you instead of 50%, 60% action bar. But another one, purple, that I would really like to have very early on is this one here. When your tool that is holding it goes under 25% HP for the first time in a match, they heal for 20% passively, and then they gain recuperate, and then they're healed instead of 20% for 35 and gain one more recuperate, which is very nice. So this can work in any tank, but especially someone like Lex, which is a bit squishy, can help him survive. I have this at the moment because this heals for 30%, but he needs to do his ultimate for that, so I kind of play it manually more. But when I have this maxed out and it will be healing instead of 20% to 35, it will heal for more than this and easier because it happens passively. You don't need to use the ultimate at the correct time. So I would probably change for the epic one and put this in a different character. But I would start with this one for someone like Wonder Woman, this for a tank like Lex, and then I would move because the first pool, I think the first 40 will give you an elite guaranteed. You pull, even if you pull one, it's still at 40 will give you one. It's not like the mother boxes which it resets, the epic guarantee resets if you pull one. No, after 40 you will 100% can select one. If you have it already, I would select a different one if you have the one I said. So you unlock them all, and then you will use them in the future, but also you will get the bonus here stats for everyone. That's a certain class. But the second one after you pull 40, so at 80, will give you an epic artifact, and you can select of those here. I would pick this one for Wonder Woman. This will guarantee that her first ultimate will crit, and if she crits, she has 25% chance of applying stun, or 40% if you have her max out at 5 at rank 10. Then it will give you more. Then it will give you extra 15,000 HP. Then at first rank up, it will give you 5% damage amplification. Then it gives you 20% crit damage for the first strike, which is very nice. The next damage amplification HP, and then eventually it goes to. It will also inflict silence. But I would pick this, put it on Wonder Woman, upgrade it, and after that they go to, I think, either 2 or 3 elites per epic. So then maybe you need to pull like 40, 80. So 40 you gain 1 elite, another 40 you gain 1 elite, and then an epic, and it will go in this round. Maybe it's 3 and 1, maybe it's 2 and 1. I'm not 100% sure, because someone can put it in the comments for everyone to see if you're interested in that. Other artifacts that I would rush is this one. This is awesome. It gives you damage amplification, lifesteal, and then gives you haste and frantic, and passively it gives you HP and lifesteal. Also for a DPS, like the last for Wonder Woman is. This is nice for support like Zatanna. It will give her speed stat. It will give her also haste, so she goes faster. It will help you reach ultimates faster, so this is a great artifact for her. Elites, I would unlock them, all of them, basically. It's not too hard to do, you will gain more of them. Then probably I would go for something like this for a tank, or this one is also very nice for Raven especially, but you can plug it in other characters. This I would kinda do last, and might even try to get this artifact higher than so first you need, I think, one duplicate, like 30 pulls to upgrade it to level 2, then it needs 60, then it needs 90, and then it needs 120 to max it out. how I would do that. I would probably unlock Lasso. I would unlock other elites to have them higher. Maybe I will also unlock this. This is very nice. Then I would rank up Lasso and maybe unlock this one. And you will pull many of them randomly. Uh, Sometimes you will be closer to one than the other. Yeah, how I would go with the upgrades. So, because they take the same pieces, but those gain 10% for the first start, those are 8%, and those are 6%. I would start with Lasso. I would bring it at minimum to tier 2. I think at tier 3, because it goes. The bottleneck is basically the purple ones. So, maybe at the very early game, the other two will be a little bit of a bottleneck, and you can buy them from the league shop. Those also are available in legendary events, like a Superman event was, and they're very scarce. So, and there are a lot of them there. Might be worth it to consider buying a couple of those. But I would do because Wonder Woman is your main damage dealer and the best character in the game, and you use her in every game mode. I would do her at least tier 2, probably tier 3, because it also gives her crit, and crit is very, very nice on her. And 10% attack bonus is great. But then it costs for every, you could do 4 other upgrades just to give her 15% damage amplification. I will do that eventually, but then I would start doing this to tier 1 at least 10% HP. It's very nice. I would do this to tier 1 10% HP. I would do this to tier 1 10% HP. All the this I wouldn't really rush. This does damage to your teammates. Is not that awesome. When you bring it here, where it gives you also life steal, it's kind of better. It also gives you stats when you start upgrading it, and gives you 10% HP at least, and the stats. Okay, it does a lot more than it harms you, but it's still not better than many other artifacts. I would slowly start putting HP on many characters then. At some point I will flip to that and at least do 10% attack bonus. Definitely depends to some degree which characters are you using and where you need some extra power. If you find you're dying in main stages and some HP might help you, it might make sense to, after doing this to give you crit, to start doing like a few or even all the epic and elites, because elites also gives you 8% HP, so you have your teams more survivable. I did this last because it's not that great, but I kinda like the 5% lifesteal, and it can go to 10%, and it kinda mitigates its negative stuff that it does, but not entirely, or you need to max it out. I will very soon do that at least 10%. I don't particularly like the secondary stats of many of the other ones. Like this one, second is defense, I don't care too much. The block I like, but it's 12% instead of 15 that other ones are. So I would prioritize the elite ones. This is second is defense again. I don't care too much about having block on the legs at the moment. Damage reduction is nice, but very expensive to reach there. Again, I don't care to have a defense and block too much on the Zatanna. And damage reduction, I don't really care to rush it. Those are nice, but are lower at 8% and 12. I would prioritize the other ones that are 10 and 12. The 6%, I would probably do at least all the epics to tier 2. And then might consider a few that I'm using on key characters, like him, for example. 6% more HP would be very nice. Or even like a tank that like a bright 6% HP would be a lot better. than putting it on a DPS to some degree that you aren't using a lot. Like I have Robin, I don't have him on one of my 3 main teams. I just use him on League Challenge. I can move artifacts around, and you can do that. You can, if you struggle, let's say, on a specific League Challenge, and you want to get a higher score, or you struggle on a Convergence Crisis node, or on a system recovery where you don't need a specific trait, you could swap them around. You won't be using Wonder Woman, but you will be using Sinestro, and he's your main damage dealer. Put her artifact that you have more investment into it, and they try doing like a few sims with Sinestro with a League Challenge. Like that's what I'm doing, and how got a better score. I put this here and I try skip battle like a few times, maybe I get a better score. I didn't, but you can do that also like Evil Falls, where you try to beat a specific one where you are using different characters than your main ones, and then you can just replace them again. And no harm, everything is fine. I kinda don't like that too much. They might attack me in arena or elite arena in a between. I would kinda like it if you could set a defense there with specific artifact, but then if you move them on offense, you can use them twice maybe. And the reason why they aren't doing that, I don't know. Or why it would be tricky by a developing standpoint. Or you may forget to change them and you will be attacking with a bad artifact and then realizing it by checking it after a couple of days. So I would definitely prioritize 1-2 artifacts are awesome. She's on your main team and this is a great artifact for her. This I would put on Wonder Woman. This I would put at your second biggest damage dealer. It works great on Sinestro. At the moment, Constantine, my second biggest damage dealer, had it on him for a long time and it is awesome. But it also works on Sinestro very nice because this triggers turn 2. And you kinda like it on a character that will do his ultimate at the second turn. So when I'm using like in a team both Wonder Woman and Constantine, I have Constantine going on his second turn, his ultimate, and it kinda works nicely with this artifact. But when I have him on his main team, he does an ultimate. When he doesn't benefit from that, he kinda waits a turn after this activated, and then he can use an ultimate and take advantage of that. It's not super optimal. It's still the best artifact to have on him, and have him on my first team on Mage Sages, so you kinda want him to be strong. But he basically needs to stack Powers of Fear, so your teammates putting debuffs on the opponents, so his ultimate goes 1, instead of 4, it costs 3. So probably you will be doing an ultimate with someone from your debuff team that puts out debuffs turn 1, and Sinestro will use his ultimate turn 2 when it will cost 3. So turn 2 he will also have this artifact being triggered and will have more damage application and lifesteal that will allow him to survive potentially, especially if he has Frantic. He can also put out more damage with that. So, but when I have like a when I try to do a lot of damage in, let's say, in a system recovery to clear it in as few turns as possible, I'm using Zatanna, Wonder Woman, and Constantine. Constantine is the second person that will do his ultimate, so this will be triggered, and yeah, I would kind of feel to some degree it would be a waste on Sinestro because he's in the first team, he's bigger. And I would have to switch it around or use a less important artifact. Still might be probably better on Sinestro. I see it sometimes going on Wonder Woman. Can kinda understand the argument because it gives her more damage and lifesteal that can help her survive. But frantic, already Zatanna gives her frantics and lifesteal because of that. I sometimes see that on other characters like Sinestro. The reason I don't like it too much is because it states that for the first strike dealt to its target for the ultimate for the first time, it has an extra crit chance. So Sinestro's ultimate in particular first hits everyone for 50% attack, and then hits the front row for and then he hits the front throw for 200% attack. He's guaranteed to crit only on his first attack when he doesn't do the major damage. Same as putting this on Batman. Batman's ultimate hits 4 times. It will only crit half plus 100% crit only on his first attack. So it's not awesome on characters like that. But I definitely can. I move it around to give it on Sinestro if I want to use him or somewhere important where I want him to perform better, and then can flip it, move it around like I did in the League Challenge. You really want this, and I think this works awesome with Zatanna because it gives her speed, and with her emblem at level 30 she gives action bar to everyone and allows you to lap them, so potentially having the 5 or 10% speed here will allow you to win arena and elite arena matches where you are facing against opponent Zatannas, which is very nice. And also, like with the haste, it goes faster, and they can activate that and give drain to everyone besides arena and stuff. And the vitality can give a bit more energy. So I think this is the main use of this artifact. Lex, I see more this artifact, and I kind of want to put it on him when it goes to 35%, when it goes to rank 5, because it will heal him more passively. But I like him. I use his ultimate at a time where the 30% healing is very impactful, and it can help cleanse if you have it bigger. I have this on Nightwing. Nightwing, this gives firm stun that basically he gives you more block chance, and then gives him damage reduction, which is awesome. And when you max it out, it also heals him for 20% max HP. So I think this is perfect for my Nightwing. It's also his sticks, is my understanding, and this is Wonder Woman's lasso. Then you have this on someone that you have doing a lot of ultimates. So you have his ultimate on first order. So let's say even here, like with Sinestro, and you want them to do more damage, his ultimate is first to go. He will do it second because he won't have the energy, but he will be doing it very often. So you kind of wanted to be on a character like that you use both in the main sets and in Elite Arena. That's if those are to go to better cards, so the character then that you will have available in your third team, let's say, that does the most ultimates as a DPS and does a lot of damage with his ultimate, it will make a lot of sense to do that. For example, I would never put that on Deathstroke. Deathstroke's ultimate does not do damage. Deathstroke ultimate gives him action bar and does basically a lot more basic attacks that it deals a lot of damage after being casted, but this specifically states that gives damage amplification to the damage dealt by the ultimate, and for all the damage, each part of the damage dealt. So this can go to someone like Sinestro or Batman. I had it on Batman in a long time, especially when I didn't have Sinestro. Now that I did max it out, I want to test on Sinestro with more damage amplification, how it goes. This with a lifesteal can be nice on some characters that you want to survive more, and this hits your teammates but also heals you. It's not great. I would probably put on DPS these artifacts before that, even though that this is epic. maybe even this one, because this can be a very nice situation in someone that you know will kill people and then gain action bar. At the moment I have it on Red Hood because he deals an ultimate for free when he dies, and it deals a lot of single target damage, can kill someone, and then give him action bar. He does a basic, he can really flip a match around in Elite Arena, or in Arena. I had him for a long time doing that. I may change it, put in a different character, because I'm only using him in Elite Arena at the moment, so it's kind of wasted a little bit. Block would really be nice, either to Nightwing if you don't have other arcs available, then to Blue Beetle if you can put artifacts on him, and then to Ocean Master, then to other tanks, but it's not that great. Attack basically works on everyone. Where is it with attack? Attack basically works on everyone, helps everyone a lot. Maybe DPS when you don't have too many available, or even support healers, like their healing is based on their attack. This is very nice when you have upgraded it a bit, because when originally it does more healing, shields, and damage on the first ultimate, but after you have it upgraded a bit, it does one stun after doing an ultimate for the next basic attack. So it's very nice. And Kid Flash, for example, is someone that you want his first ultimate to be impactful and to heal people a lot. You can only put this on supports. It would be a bit wasted here. Okay, she does a little bit of damage, but he's not really damage dealer. It will only do like 25% more damage than her first ultimate. Okay, not awesome. Here would be nice again. Well, how is it called? The damage. It's probably for all her hits, and it does both damage and healing, so it would definitely be good on a Pandora. I kinda have her in a team that I already have many times the Batmobile with them. I have Nightwing doing a stun, so I kinda prefer having a stun from Kid Flash elsewhere, but definitely would make sense putting this on Pandora. This you can only put on specific characters that benefit from healing the Silk Reed, like Pandora, or Kid Flash, maybe Lex in a worst case scenario where you don't have anything unlocked. This is very nice on Raven, because when the bearer cannot take any action, he gains a new turn. So basically, when you are stunned or something like this, or frozen, or when Raven does her ultimate, then temporarily loses her strength for 1 round and is unable to take an action. This nullifies that. So when she revives someone, she can immediately take an action. He doesn't lose the turn. So this is awesome here. She doesn't take advantage of the extra debuffs, because she already does that, and it doesn't add extra debuffs. So many people are trying this with a Ocean Master, because Ocean Master can do a lot of counterattacks if his teammates do block. And this is not for the first 3 counterattacks, this is for the first 3 rounds. So this can be like tens of counterattacks, all of them adding not only weaken, but one of those debuffs that can deal more damage, and can help a debuff team if you try them like that. But you kinda losing the gain a new turn that is very impactful on a Raven, that is basically guaranteed that she will revive someone, and then she will take a turn, maybe do an ultimate, maybe do a basic, and just put out debuffs and help Sinestro out. You kinda are waiting for him to get stunned, and this doesn't happen very super often. This is a bit better on Raven, because he gains more advantage of that, but it definitely can be nice on Ocean Master if you try to merge block and debuff team together. But at the same time, okay, it does put out more debuffs. It helps with because all of them will deal extra damage. But when he counterattacks, he already puts out the debuff as weaken. So if you want to get a little bit technical here, when an ally adds a debuff to an enemy, he also gains 1 stack. So when he gets to 6 stacks, he gets an ultimate cheaper for 3 costs instead of 4. Even if Ocean Master has this artifact or not, it will still just have 1 more stack of Power of Fear. Because it's 2 debuffs, it doesn't add 2 stacks, so you don't benefit from that. Let's see. So you may benefit from the chance of applying stuns, so you need to be 5 times of debuffs to applying fear. So for his limit to add stacks of fear, this can help with that. And let me see. No, it doesn't do anything here. But his team synergy also, each type of debuff will increase the damage received by the enemy by 3%. So the opponents will have a bit more debuffs on them because of that and will receive more damage. So the most important part with debuff, where it is to have his Sinestros ultimate cost less so he can cast it more often. You don't gain an advantage of that, but you gain from other stuff and you do a little bit more damage with Sinestro. But you're losing when he revives someone, he has to stay for 1 round, like stunned, which is not great. So people usually bring this back to Raven, and Raven is if you have her build, she's a character that is used in many places in the game, like even like Evil Falls or in the League Challenge. So probably better to have it on Raven, but I guess he's used in many places, and I wouldn't really love having that. Not a debuff team. Okay, it will put out a little bit more damage, but it's not like a awesome. You're losing like a guaranteed extra turn for Raven where he would be stunned, for hoping Ocean Master, not hoping, but only if Ocean Master gets stunned, he will take advantage of that. But those are some characters where this can work. I like this a lot on, but as I said, it's probably better on a Lex, but I like it a lot on Grodd at the moment. This can go to many tanks and be helpful, especially when you don't really have a lot of healing, like is the case where I'm using Gorilla Grodd with debuff. Or it's kinda okay if you are betting on Raven reviving people a lot. Maybe this can work to your detriment because he will die later. Then everyone on your team will be closer to dying, and Raven won't revive them. When he dies, Raven will take longer to revive the next person, but if he died quicker, then maybe he revives him immediately. And then there are some situations where this might work for your detriment, but generally speaking, especially because I don't have him as a main tank, I have Superman, this works a lot better. And I had him this on Grodd before putting like the debuff team with Sinestro, and it worked great. What else did I want to talk about? Yeah, crit, of course, you want to have some character that will have some crit damage and crit gear, so you kind of want to make sure this happens. Like I had it on Green Arrow, you can have it originally in Wonder Woman, Batman, Robin, but those are generally for characters that are not on your main teams, because but still Like, if I'm not sure who I want to use on debuff, let's say, as a tank, Penguin or Superman. At this moment, it's annoying because I only can afford to put an artifact on one of them. It's not even the best artifact that I have available. They are releasing some artifacts when new characters come out. New teams, they will release one that works only on Green Lantern characters, not only on the guy, only on anyone that's a Green Lantern. They will release one soon, and usually the last ones that were released were epics, all of them. So I don't know if you want to save the for the epic artifacts, but that's if you have everything unlocked. Otherwise, I would really prioritize like the few that I said that are a lot better. Also a place where you get many of those are for league challenges. So here for one's personal goals, have them. And for beating like the last one here are a few. I think maybe there are on lower difficulties probably. So you definitely, if you can, you want to join like a higher level league, because this will also help you with the team ups, because you will have more team ups here to work with. And when you want to finish one, you need to press for simulate, and then you need to press rally. Otherwise, your allies are not seeing that, the ally simulation. But you will be also having more help with your simulations. You can have unlimited helps on other people. You just get rewards for the first two, and I would never do the two helps for one that's a basic and not an advanced combat, because you are losing the extra tokens that will allow you to progress a bit with artifacts. Also, when you finish yours, especially the advanced one, give you more of the purple one, basically, that is worth it. Some of them are very annoying, like with the Wonder Woman and Zatanna, and or with Frankenstein, and maybe you want to depend on the last assist to do the 10%, because they're super annoying to kill. Okay, so to recap a little bit to how to do well with artifacts. Start spending some diamonds here. It's generally worth it, especially to unlock everything and get the set bonuses and the best artifacts unlocked. And you will be having some guaranteed from the coordinate locators, how they're called, and at least you want to have like your main team to have their artifacts and start enhancing them. Later on, it would be nice to have them ranked up, but they become more and more expensive. They need more and more duplicate pools for that to happen, or more and more like from those orbs opened, because they also give you duplicates, and it gives you 30 for each one of the epics. So it's very nice. You can upgrade them kinda quickly. I would definitely prioritize this first. This Zatanna is very nice. This is very, very strong. Something for a tank like this one, or this can also be very nice working with a Nightwing. This is a nice like secondary. This beats worse, but the lifesteal and the stats can make it worth it, because eventually it will give you like 10% attack and 15% crit. It's kinda strong if you have this. This can be nice situationally when you kill the opponents and you gain a action bar and a stronger basic attacks. This can be nice with some support, and having a stun like an extra skill is super strong. I would definitely like to have that. those are just for your like secondary characters to put them on. This can be nice, but you kind of need to be in a point where you invest in Raven to have that. To have that make a lot of sense. This is very strong, as I said, for tanks, very, very strong. Um, and generally speaking, I would prioritize this to my strongest characters, not necessarily who it looks like it's for, or who the skills might match up perfectly, but when I have a main team, I want to have the best artifact on them. So those two, I might switch them around if I try to do a push for something specific, because the artifact might be a difference for beating something or not. Something we didn't talk too much about is they give you very nice stat extra stats. So especially let's showcase that in Wonder Woman that I already have upgraded. So 16,000 defense, like 1,100 plus 15,000 is very, very nice. And you see here it's 150,000, 200,000, 600, 206,000 HP. That's very strong. A 13,500 attack. You see in the little paragraph where it says plus 9,000, plus 15,000. So those shots here can be very strong and can help you a lot. The plus 10% HP bonus, attack bonus, crit. Sometimes, like Wonder Woman, for example, crit is very strong. Block for him can be very strong. The HP is strong on everyone. We definitely care a lot about artifacts and try to find a balance between rushing characters to 3 stars so they can have an artifact on them. Even putting like an artifact on that, like that, on Blue Beetle really made a difference, like made him a lot stronger, bringing him to 3 instead of 2, so he can also 3 red, so he can also get an artifact. So I would spend some diamonds on, as an early game player, to bring some characters to 3 red so they can have artifacts on them, but then I would be spending a lot of diamonds on artifacts to get all the set bonuses, to get some artifacts unlocked so I can start playing and putting stats on that and having the skills, especially unlocking them makes a massive difference. Like having the first skill is always super impactful. The other ones are nice to have, like having a little bit more frantic and haste of speed and crit is for 2 rounds is nice. Having extra 20% healing is nice, can be very helpful in some situations. Having like a debuff cleanse here probably will be nice. It's not like completely game changing, but some situation it can be like facing someone in arena where he puts silence on 2 people because he has the artifacts upgraded. That can be very deadly. So hope that has been helpful, and I give you a framework on how to think about artifacts, how I think about artifacts, and which I prioritize unlocking and upgrading. I'm definitely excited about the new artifact that can work with like a guy that will be coming. I think they just added here, and you need to pull it as one of the epics or open one of those. So if you are in a more advanced part in the game and you really care about that, maybe save one so you can unlock it. Maybe eventually they will add them to the set bonus. They kinda have left it haven't added the last few artifacts in here, so might be important for that, or might hoard a bit of diamonds to potentially look like see what says new artifact here. They will just add the new one and be done with it. I don't think they have an event where they help you unlock it. So one more thing I forgot to add is that when you have a duplicate, so originally you just want to upgrade them, right? But when you have finished, you have them at max rank, so you have this here, and it's at max rank where I have all the blue ones, and they're easier to get there. The blue ones, then you can press this here, sell, and get 22 of the green piece that helps them upgrade. Then I only have one duplicate here, 2 pieces, gives you 2 of the blue. So I imagine the next one, if you go to a place where you have for epics and you have the gold ones and you have a duplicate, they would give you purple ones that would help you to upgrade other ones potentially.